What's going on, guys? Nicky Sports Cards here, back with another video. Today we're going to discuss the difference between sentimental value versus monetary value. Two totally different topics, two totally different extremes, and we need to understand the difference between both of them. Especially if you're looking to profit in this hobby, this is the number one most important thing you need to know, in my opinion, when it comes to collecting and reselling, or collecting and holding. So pretty much, sentimental value is the value that an item has to you. It's the meaning that it has to you. So cards, for example, if you have a certain player that you love and you collect his cards, because when you collect him, it brings you back to when you were a kid, and it gives you that happy feeling inside. That's sentimental value. Monetary value is the dollar and the cost that is associated with the item, how much the item actually is in monetary terms. So dollar value and sentimental value do not correlate. There's no correlation unless you happen to collect Zion Williamson, which you collect him as sentimental value. Then the odds are in your favor because he is a very expensive player in the hobby. His cards are extremely high. So if you happen to collect him in a sentimental way, monetarily also you're doing a good job. But if you were to pick someone like, let's say Mark Teixeira, retired from the Yankees, he was a great player, but he's not Hall of Fame worthy, and he doesn't really have the stats that match one of these top players like Derek Jeter or Mariano Rivera or Alex Rodriguez. Even with the steroids, he's still one of the greatest players. He's one of the few players to hit 600 plus home runs. And that's pretty much it with that. But Mark Teixeira doesn't live up to those standards. So if you collect him constantly, you have his autographed t-shirts, his baseballs, hats, rookie cards, patch cards, whatever you collect of him. And now when it comes time for you, let's say down the road, a few years, you want to sell him. And in your head, you're saying, well, I paid $200 for this autograph baseball of his. So I at least need to make $250 off of that, or $300, or a certain card. Oh, it's a rookie card. It's his first year card. It's got to be a lot of money. More than likely, you're not going to be able to sell the card or the item at the price that you want, because to you, the item is worth a lot of money. But to someone like me, for example, who I still love Mark Teixeira, but I wouldn't collect him. If you tried to sell me one of his cards, not only would I not want to buy it, I would probably think it's a little insane when you tell me a number like $100, $200, $300 for his rookie card. Now, I'm just using him as an example. I honestly don't even know the prices of his rookie cards, but it's just an example. I'm just speaking in plain terms. So that's the biggest thing. So when it comes to spending your money in this hobby, you need to be able to differentiate those two things. So I always try to keep business separated from pleasure. I have my players that I collect for sentimental purposes, and I also have my players that I collect for monetary purposes. Purposes in terms of flipping and reselling, whether it's in the future or short term. Those cards, I make sure I gather some funds in a separate pile, and then my sentimental funds I keep on one side, and then I invest in stuff that I like. For example, now I know most people won't even know this guy, but to me, this has sentimental value. This is a Henry Hill autographed Topps card. Now, Henry Hill was the main character in Goodfellas, the film, the Martin Scorsese film. I think it was made in 1991 or 5, I don't know. Ray Liotta played Henry Hill. So he was the main character in the movie. And growing up, I loved the movie, so I wanted to acquire one of his autographs. So to me, this has sentimental value. But I know most people are not even aware of this person's existence. I mean, he passed away in 2009, but 9 out of 10 people wouldn't even know who he is. Maybe 0.01% of the population would probably want him just like I do. So this is a sentimental card. This has no real monetary value, but to me, this is something I keep wrapped. I keep it nice and clean because it means a lot to me. Now, my monetary items is something like this. A 2019 Panini Select Courtside Zion Williamson. Now, this card is for monetary purposes. This is for the future. This is something that I don't plan on selling. I mean, God forbid there's ever an emergency, I would have to, but I try not to live life that way. If it happens, it happens. But this card, for those of you who know cards, you guys know how much this card costs. And I would assume it to go up in price because of the status of this card and the status of the player. As long as he plays well, this card should go up gradually over time. So that's the difference between sentimental and monetary. They both have the same look. They're both cardboard, but to a collector, they'll jump on this. To a collector, they would use this as a frisbee. It doesn't really matter to them. So that pretty much covers that topic for today. If you guys have any questions, just leave a comment down below. Like and subscribe to my channel. Check out my website. I have some stuff up for sale. I don't have a lot up there. Whenever I have time, I try to add, but I have a bunch of stuff that I'm going to be throwing up there just to give you guys a sneak peek. I have some pretty cool cards here for sale. This is just a few, but if you guys are interested, if you want these now, you just leave a comment and we'll talk. You could check out my Instagram, Vandersports __. Leave me a DM and we can work out a deal with some of these cards. I'm very fair. I want everybody to be able to learn and love this hobby, because the more people that are in it, the stronger this community gets and the more money circulates, and that's more money for us. This isn't really a hobby that a lot of people are aware of. Everyone knows about it in that sense, but they're not aware of the inside of it. And every day is a learning experience in this hobby. There's always something to learn. There's so many cards you need to know. The years are crucial, the type of sport that you like, and everything else that follows with it. So if you guys have any questions or anything to say, just leave a comment and subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be posting stuff as much as I can. I'm a very busy guy. Not trying to sound like I'm this like big busy person, but I am kind of busy, respectfully, and I would love to hear what you guys have to say about the difference between sentimental value and monetary value. Let me know if I was accurate. All right, guys, Nicky Sports Cards, take care.